It's great to be here in New Hampshire. One of the things I like best about coming to New Hampshire, and it happened again tonight, is I get to meet a lot of state representatives, and I always get to have a conversation with New Hampshire state representatives that I never get to have with Massachusetts state representatives.
Why?
I get to ask them, what do you do for a living? I have to correct Kevin Smith on a couple of things. Number one, Kevin, I am Deval Patrick's worst nightmare. The other one, a minor point, but we got Whitey Bulger, not Billy Bulger. Sometimes as a Massachusetts taxpayer, I wish we had gotten his brother Billy. It would have saved us a lot more money than catching Whitey.
Bazinga.
But it's great to be here. I'm looking here at these lights. Makes me think of the President of the United States. TOTUS. TOTUS is right here. Have you noticed though that TOTUS has betrayed him lately? Like when he was he was with the president or whatever of Argentina, and first our greatest ally, the country that stood with us throughout these long years of war, Great Britain. He refuses to call the Falkland Islands the Falkland Islands. The Argentinian name is Malvinas. But of course, our most brilliant president, the one, the Messiah, can't even get that right. He calls it the Maldives. TOTUS, you're fired. I appreciate the fact that a lot of you here up in New Hampshire listen to my show. It's, as you may know, in Massachusetts, I call it a political show. Up here in New Hampshire, I understand it's more of a comment show. Unless, of course, you happen to work in Massachusetts. In which case you're paying for a seat you don't even get to see the game from. I don't blame if you guys want to strip Massachusetts bare. I mean, we have it coming to us. There's no question about it. We elect these people. I don't know if you heard the show yesterday, but we now have a woman running against Scott Brown for the Senate. Socialist. She's an Indian. You didn't hear this? We call her Granny Warren, but we're going to have to change her name to Pocahontas Warren.
Dances with occupiers.
She claims, yeah, she provided the intellectual foundation for the Occupy movement. Which is funny because she's worth $15 million. She's part of the 1%. But she says she provided the intellectual foundation. We have a tax in Massachusetts, as you know. You may know this from listening to my show. We have fun with it. It's one of the few good things. Speaker O'Brien's former law partner, Tom Finneran, who I call Felon Finneran, he is a felon. He put this through a few years back. There's so many liberals in Massachusetts. You think you got a lot of people reading the Concord Monitor up here? I mean, it's nothing compared to down there. They have box 22 on the income tax form. And so if you're really concerned about the children, if you're really concerned about the most vulnerable members of our society, the people who've fallen through the safety net of the Bush-Reagan years, you can check that off and pay higher taxes. That's when even the liberals laugh. Afforded this opportunity. So of course, Pocahontas was asked, you want higher taxes on everybody. You think it's necessary for the middle class. Did you check off the box? I asked her that, and an hour or so later, I got back an email response from her campaign spokeswoman. Scott Brown voted for big oil. I said, I don't think that was the question I asked. So she finally admitted, no, she didn't make a charitable contribution. So now, though, it's come out that back in 1996, Harvard Law School, where she teaches, she's very concerned about the price of education, and that's all occupiers are, you know. I mean, that's why she's decided to scrape by on a mere $310,000 a year in a no-interest loan from Harvard of $50,000. But they were having a problem because they had an all-white faculty. So all of a sudden, a Native American. Smoke signals in the west. A powwow was arranged. And all of a sudden, Elizabeth Warren is on the faculty at Harvard University claiming to be an Indian. Yesterday she said, I didn't even know they were claiming I was an Indian. So someone said, how did you find out? She said, I think I saw it on the front page of the Herald this morning. I don't know, what is it about New England? You know, I was born here. I've lived all over the place. My father even worked in Whitefield for a while. Who knows where Whitefield is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Mountain View House, and now the Mountain View Grant. That's where I work. I've lived all over the place, and I was born here. What is it? Why are we bringing in these women from the Midwest to be the U.S. senators? I think you know the first one I'm referring to, don't you? From the show me state of Missouri, Jean Shaheen. And now we have down in Massachusetts Pocahontas Warren. The Globe won't even call her a. You know on my show every time we used to play Oklahoma every time I mentioned her name. Now we play the tomahawk chop. But the Globe won't even say she's from Oklahoma. They say she's Plains bred. Is that like white bread? I don't know what that means. Plains bred.
Wonder bread of the
She was
West.
raised in poverty, you know. That was the first story. Then it turned out she was raised on the jagged edge of the middle class. Then it turned out that in 1965 her family had 3 cars and she had an MG that she drove to high school every morning. But the Globe assured us it was beat up. You know, Massachusetts and New Hampshire, though, of course, share many of the same problems. And by the way, I would like to say, since I'm in Nashua, someone has been letting me down lately. I used to get the police blotter from the Nashua Telegraph, and that would provide me with a lot of bugle material for my illegal alien driver segment every evening. Someone hasn't been sending that along, and I'd like to make it a pitch right now to get that coming back to me. You can either fax it to me or just slip it into the snail mail. But we both have problems with illegal aliens, and we both have problems, as I know from my texting, my texters, that we both have a problem with the electronic benefits transfer card, aka EBT cards. Is there anything, someone I was speaking to tonight said, yeah, both states have a problem. The difference is New Hampshire is trying to do something about it. we wouldn't want to do anything about it, though. As Governor Deval Patrick always says, these are just anecdotes. You know, every day there's a new anecdote about EBT cards. And a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to the guys from Grok over there, and they want to do more investigative reporting. And I told them the reality of investigative reporting is it's not so much sleuthing as snitching going on. And I got a great EBT story the other day. Snitching. The Boston cops just faxed it to me. They faxed me a police report about this guy who was a convicted heroin dealer who was arrested and charged with heroin possession with intent to distribute within 1,000 feet of a school, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so they let him make his one phone call. And one of the officers overheard him saying, "Get my EBT card and get down to the ATM machine to get me some bail money so I can get out of here tonight." That was on a police report. A police report. And it's the same thing here. You know, this is what it's all about. You know, the guy I get my T-shirts from, Bob Berg in Coretta, Maine. He goes around. He's a salesman. You know, and that's where how he sells his T-shirts. And he goes around to all these places of business, and he sees these places there. I'm sure it's the same in New Hampshire. They start out they're supposed to be selling food, right? They're supposed to be selling food or something you can eat, and he goes into these places where there's no food. It's like the old days in the North End of Boston when you had these bookie joints, you know, and they claimed they put down Sal's Grocery, and you go in there and there'd be like 2 cans of tomato sauce and dust on it. It's just a different scam going on now. They're not taking numbers anymore. They're giving out free money to these welfare recipients. And then you know, I talked to the state reps but Bob Berg was telling me that he was at a place at a supermarket, and they had cameras up in the you know, surveillance cameras. And this girl, a young girl, came in about 18 years old. She had a $60 ham. She wanted to return the $60 ham that she had bought the night before. I mean, you don't buy a $60 ham on it's not a whim purchase, right? So she brings it in, and she says, "I want to return this for money. I don't want it anymore." And the grocer says, "Did you buy this with cash or an EBT card?" And she said, "I bought it with cash." And he said, "Wait right here." And he went back to the back room and he played back the surveillance. And I guess I don't have to tell you the rest of the story. She was paying for it with an EBT card. This is what everybody's up against here. I mean, it's you know, we who pay taxes are almost outnumbered now. I always get a charge out of it when I hear somebody like Pocahontas or Duvall or Barack Obama say that the people who pay taxes aren't paying their fair share. Let's see, there's 49% of the population pays 0% of the taxes, and 51% pays 100%. So tell me who's not paying their fair share. And I think it's only going to get worse. If this guy gets reelected, I don't even know where it's going to end. I mean, it's just horrible. To contemplate what he could do. I mean, I just think about you know, appointing 2 or 3 more Elena Kagans to the Supreme Court. I mean, you know, she's another one of these Harvard Law School people, right? Yep. Barack, Duvall, Elena Kagan, now Pocahontas. We elect her. What could possibly go wrong? And if he wins, I'm also concerned what's going to happen with the immigration. He's been telling people he just wants to basically open the borders. He doesn't quite say that he wants to open the borders, but that's the reality of the situation. Oh, that reminds me of another great thing. You know, why can't one of Obama's illegal alien relatives move to New Hampshire? so you guys can pay for it rather than us. Why do we get to celebrate all this diversity? I got a fax the other day. I don't know how the hell I got this fax. Auntie Zatuni, if you can believe this, has written an e-autobiography. I'm not making this up. An e-autobiography. And it's the story of, this is the word that really got me, it's the story of her triumph. She's on welfare. She's an illegal alien who got fake asylum, and now she's on Section 8, Mass Health, EBT cards. Thank God she's not on WIC. But See, this is a Republican crowd. Not everybody got the wick. If I was in Massachusetts, that would have gone over big time. So, one thing about being in Boston, though, I never have to worry about anything about what I'm going to talk about that afternoon. There was always something coming along, and I know that most of you listen to me on WRKL if you listen to me, and I'm just going to make a pitch here tonight. I'm trying to get out. As you know, I've tried to get out before, but I've been someone's got a file into my cake at the radio station, and so I'm sawing the bars out, and I'm going to be ready to make another run for it. I'm going to try to go on the lam to the FM side of the dial, and then where you'll be able to hear me. And I've got an associate with me here tonight, Justin, and afterwards I'd like to get everybody's email address that I don't have, just so I can let you know, because someday I'm going to get out of there, you know? Someday. I know Charlie Manson says that too. I think I got a better chance than him. And I want you to be able to. You'll be the first ones to know. You sign up for my email blast. You'll be the first ones to know when I get out of there. And I'll be at a station. I'll still be listenable in New Hampshire, believe me. I love New Hampshire. I love being up here, and I did sell my place. I must say that. I had a place in Lincoln. People know Lincoln, right?
Oh yeah.
Loon, I'm the only non-skier in my family, but the other ones decided that they didn't care that much about it, so we got rid of the place. But I do love New Hampshire, and again, I've been up here my entire life. But please sign up with Justin there, and so you'll know where I'm going to be. And also I'm selling books tonight. Thank you, Congressman Bass, wherever you are, for reminding people. Just if you want to pick up a book, any of my books are available. I'll be signing them over there after everything is done here. If I got a few more minutes, I got a few more minutes. Does anyone have any questions here? I just wanted to, if anyone's got any questions about anything that I do, or.
What are the numbers in the House now for Republicans?
In the House of U.S. House of Representatives?
In the state.
Oh, in the state of Massachusetts.
Is it 20 now?
I didn't come here to be made sport of. It's 33. It doubled. I mean, I can't tell you how. You know, the great thing about New Hampshire is in 2010 was you could see the tidal wave coming. Every couple of weeks, John Sununu would come say, I need to come on because we got a couple of special elections. And every week, or 2 weeks, they would knock off another couple of Democrats. And it was just great that you could see this landslide coming. And I've heard that over I think a quarter or a fifth of all the incumbent Democrats that were knocked off in the United States of America state legislators in 2010 were knocked off here in New Hampshire. I've been wondering why it takes a little longer to get a cup of coffee at the McDonald's drive-thru window. Senator, I'm sure you want your see if this were Massachusetts, Senator, you and the deputy majority leader would be getting jobs for all these people.
Oh, yeah. You know we get paid at the same.
Yeah, I do know. I appreciate you guys spending half of your salary, your yearly salary, to see me tonight. You know, we have another, again, I not only take part in a comedy radio show, but I work for a newspaper that is a comedy newspaper. If you live in New Hampshire, we have Governor Deval Patrick, my dear friend, has now, he doesn't want to do anything about EBT cards because those are just anecdotal stories. but he wants to hire some new school vending machine inspectors, AKA food cops. No kidding, he does. They want to increase the tax on vending machines from $3 a year to $27 a year to hire the food vending cops, vending machine cops. And you know, I mean, I don't have to tell you how many, you know, how many vending machine cops they're going to be able to hire at, you know, probably $200,000 a year. This is the way it is. But, you know, you guys are so lucky that you have a two-party state up here, or a one-and-a-half-party state, the half being the Democrats at this point. And I hope, yes, sir, Mr. O'Brien.